that type of money on. And as long as they can continue to develop the cornerback room the way they have been, then they should be in good position again to where that won't break you. Yeah, I'm with you. You're real. I don't see the point of paying Snead. I love Snead. I get it. Huge piece to this defense this last season. But just going forward, it's just, to me, it's like, I'm sorry, Snead, you're a cornerback. It's just not priority. It is what it is, you know. Chris Jones in the house says, please to keep Drew. It's not the Chris Jones, but there's a Chris Jones that's pleased to keep Drew. Since you guys have the same name, Chris Jones, how much money is it going to take for people like you named Chris Jones to sign with the Chiefs here? What are we going to get? What are we going to have to do to get it done? Is it 3 years, $80 million, 4 years, $112, like Brian Parrott said? What's it going to take? What's it going to take? Ray asked about Max Melton. Is he a good cornerback? So it's funny because me and Mike actually just talked about Max Melton yesterday. I believe he is the brother of Bo Melton, wide receiver, who came out either last year or the year before. I can't remember for sure. But Mike and I both like Max Melton. He's from Rutgers. So shout out Rutgers. Let's see. I think Max, if I'm remembering right, we had him ranked around the number 10 cornerback in the entire draft. I think we had him in our top 10. We put him right there at the end. Obviously, there's some guys that are, you know, obviously going to be good, like Quinyon Mitchell, Terrion Arnold, Kool-Aid McKinstry, Nate Wiggins, Cooper DeJean. I think Enos Rakestraw will be pretty decent. He reminds me of like Roger McCreary. So, TJ Tampa, a lot of people's big on TJ Tampa right now, the Iowa State guy. He's got some Snead qualities. And then Kamari Lassiter from Georgia. So there's some good cornerbacks out there. Max Melton would be a good cornerback to grab late in the draft. Like if you decided to get like a late round piece, kind of like, you know, Veach normally goes for later round cornerbacks and stuff just to see if he can hit, which he does a lot of the time. I believe Melton would be a decent little target for them at that point. Lewis says, but can we trust the cornerbacks the Chiefs have not named McDuffie? Well, I'll give you, like, here's the thing, and I can understand that question, Lewis, by the way. I'm not trying to make it sound like that's crazy, because, I mean, they are young. They're small school kids from college, made a big leap. So it's okay to have some concerns there. But I think the fact that you use these guys for back-to-back Super Bowl rings, and they played a pretty significant part in both of those, I think that should give you some trust in the guys. And a lot of people think that, like, Jalen Watson's that next man up after McDuffie, but I don't. I honestly think it's Joshua Williams. And that's a good thing, because I think that Jalen Watson's good. I think he's going to be really good, too. He has been good. But Joshua Williams, man, he's got the length, he's got the speed. I think he could be a force, man. I think Joshua Williams could be the next one that they develop into a Tarvarius Ward or a Jerry Snead. Like, he could be that guy by the time he gets to the end of his rookie contract. People are wanting. I think it could be Joshua Williams. So, I understand having some drawbacks on those guys just because they're young and they're not exactly.
Today, week 17.
I feel like that should make you feel better because
the Chicago Bears taking on the Atlanta Falcons.
I would feel okay with it, Lewis. So hopefully that helps you feel a little bit better about it. I mean, you've got to look at the experience. You know, they've won Super Bowl both years they've been in the league, man. So
here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started. And we are underway here on EA Sports. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And the return is always stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Barrett's been absolute beast coaching these guys up, so I definitely think that they're going to be fine. Brian Barrett says, keep updating that who we list the players. We will, Brian. Appreciate the suggestion on the video. That's something me and Mike can keep on.
First down, it's Ware. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. You talk about this Falcon defense. They're a top 5 unit right now against the pass in the league. In fact, they sit at number 5.
And I've struggled a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29. They go again with Ware. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Well, now hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11. Now Lawrence. And he knocks the ball away and it falls incomplete.
And that might have been a situation where even though you don't have the deep ball, you at least put in the defender's minds early in the game that we're going to press the ball deep against your secondary. And that can have a ripple effect on how they function.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. It'll be called just a 22-yard punt, certainly not what he wanted. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10.
Most of those guys are not 4-4 guys. Like, I mean, you're talking A.J. Brown, I think we're going to have 4-6. And then, like, history's proven, Jerry Rice is the best receiver ever do it. He ran a 4-7. There's a big bunch of guys in the league right now that are very effective, like Cooper Kupp.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line.
A really good 40 guy. And another reason why I really like Keon Coleman, that we talked just a lot
first carry here for Robinson. He's tackled a yard short of the record. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. And Robinson saying that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while, because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
From the 41, here's 2nd down and a yard. On play action, here's Ritter. That is caught by Felton. And inside the 15-yard line. They're getting the 28 yards there and getting the 1st down.
2nd and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a 1st down.
But when he gets back to playing weight, he throws those pads on. Is he going to be a 4-2 guy? And can he offer you what Keon Coleman does? Because I don't think so.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
If he slides to the Chiefs, that would be very intriguing.
A give left side to Robinson. Shifts by him. And he did not want to go down there as he carries tacklers for a solid gain of 9.
And that's when you're early on. It doesn't take a great play call to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
I meant to say this, but Nazi Johnson was coming into his own. He was actually going to make the squad this year as a cornerback, and then he got hurt. So
from the 4, this is 2nd down and 1.
He has the right mindset, and he wants to get it done too, but he's good. So he's a lot of good young cornerbacks.
Option play, here's Robinson. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Well, the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
It probably does piss her off a little bit, but she doesn't really show too much. Props to her. Props to her.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
Like an actual tornado, or just like a watch. We have a lot of that kind of
Ritter going to change it up.
So hit and miss. He was Ray talking about Max Felton earlier. Mike chimed in here.
On 2nd down, another shot for Robinson. And he's going to be taken down with one marker on the field. So let's see about the call. That time the lane guard is sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now, depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, he can't hold them.
The problem that me and Mike have with Leggett is he's only got 1 year of production. So you got like a small sample size. So it's a little bit of a risk. But we've got him
on second down, another shot for Robinson. And a good game here at 9 for the 19 down to 10.
Okay, didn't bring that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge. And that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
Chiefs, it makes sense for the Chiefs. I mean, he's 6'1", 221 pounds. He plays bigger than he is. So fast, man. He's very, very physical. I like him.
Here now a third down and 8.
The cards fall that way, Chiefs.
Ritter will set up to throw it. And he'll be brought down well short of the first at about the 9-yard line. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
And partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the first down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
Now Jake Elliott for the field goal try. This is a 26-yard attempt.
I wonder what they're up to. Chiefs fan says, tell Brian Barrett the Dallas Broker as Mike likes it.
The kick is good. The Falcons are out to
they should be happy. The guys are good getting down the field. That's got to give them a little bit of hope. The good things are in store here today for them.
What do you think they're like planning on trading for T. Higgins?
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away.
Obviously, if you trade for a guy like that, you still have to pay for it.
And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
She is a badass, and Maxwell was a badass too. We both got pretty much. They let us do our thing.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say,
there he goes, right side. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 31 yards there and a first down. Well, this is the reigning NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Runs like that might get him another award.
Yeah, Thunderbolt right out of the gate, huh? How about that? Hitting the defense hard early. And, of course, carrying the momentum from last week into this week's game.
And he'll be taken down right around the 41-yard line. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Last week we saw a rarity. He was over 200 yards on the ground, and they lost. So we'll see if they can get more carries like that and win this week.
And that was interesting watching the game tape, wasn't it? Because it was hard to register. When we watched him pile up that yardage and create those nice runs, that it didn't win the football game. But that doesn't mean changing what you do. Continue to feed him the football. I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
Running on first down with Ware. And they lose yardage here. Back at the 41. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for. One of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping them from the loss.
So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. Now Lawrence to throw. And this throw is complete.
That's bullshit. Such bullshit.
We'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Yeah, I think it was you asking me wearing the sunglasses in the comments. Yeah, I have no idea. I'm one of those people, like I just buy random things when I see it. You know, sunglasses, sponsor, and I'll collect them.
And in Incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. On third down, this is where. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth.
Well, it certainly didn't appear to be fired up about their options throwing the football. So, to me, this seems like a case of just kind of taking their medicine there, run the ball, see if they can pick up something. Instead, they were throwing for a loss.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This will be spotted just shy of midfield, a 59-yard attempt. And this one is right down the middle, and that will tie us at 3-3. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration, now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny, when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
So appreciate you guys consuming that and hitting the like button on that, sharing it with everyone. So definitely appreciate that. But yeah, get your questions. I'll be here for just a little while longer. I'm gonna go take a quick peek at this poll. It looks like we finally got that one guy.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize, like going to the county fair. You don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. On second down, Ritter. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Ritter from the gun. Rifles one that's going to be intercepted. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. So first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Right side here with Ware. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. No gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
After Brett blatantly ignored the big-time problem in the receiver room, he's a very, very lucky man. And I think we see what kind of guy Brett Beach is. He's lucky. Sometimes
a tight one after one on EA Sports.
Good, right? Sometimes it's better than being good. I think he definitely got lucky.
The Bears with the football will get set to begin quarter number 2. As they got it with a 2nd and 10.
We went through the season with Patrick Mahomes not being best mental health because he was getting frustrated with this. The coaches were scrambling to figure out how to make things work.
Back at the 36. It will be a loss of a full 3 yards there. It also brings up 3rd down.
I like what he did there because he took his practice ball and converted it to game action because he used his hands to block, and stayed to the other side and finished off the runner for a loss.
I do trust him. Like I said earlier,
3rd down and 13.
They're almost all saying it, but apparently there's somebody out there who is somebody didn't like this. One person.
Got an open load at
$10.
Schultz.
I appreciate it.
Down the right sideline. And he's brought down after a very nice game. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Jerry saying he's he's playing this year. They're convinced about it too. I don't know what's going on. I think A-Rod is going to play. Rodgers retiring right now wouldn't make a whole lot of sense to me, especially with the pace that he was supposedly getting back on track with that Achilles tear.
Oh, I see you jumping.
So I think he's in a good position to be competitive this coming year if he's able to get back 100%. But you also have to remember,
sometimes when you're trying to get out to the quarterback, maybe it's better to be
almost 40. He's actually older than me. I just turned 39.
Because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush your pass.
I can't imagine
the tackle for the loss.
Great effort there. It's a touchdown on the year. And the Bears have taken the lead. That's why you've got your star out there. Throw the ball when they did.
That's like the coverage you put out there. He's so good. You're going there with the football anyway. There's not a thing you can do.
Inside the red zone, they go to him. He gets it done. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 10-3.
He's always singing something that
how does the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away?
Get more into
the number back here, a fair catch, and this will come out to the 25.
Whole games like Brady's going to do just too much of a wild. I don't think those big networks want that, but he's definitely got a career after football, and I haven't seen a whole lot of
the Atlanta offense out there for their next drive.
I don't think it'll be
and
this.
we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, some guys, you know, they want to try to right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look at a couple shorter passes, get a little bit of shot that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball a little faster.
3 years, $19 million. $13 million guaranteed, I think.
And here's a quick throw to Handler on the edge. They'll go for a gain of 7.
13 fully guaranteed.
Bring up second down. The Falcons at 13-2
great deal for the Chiefs.
And they're coming on the heels of yet another victory. That ran their win streak, Charles, up to 7 now.
And I think that last win, that established them and stamped them to me as Super Bowl front runners. They're playing with extreme confidence, and you need that in order to go all the way.
Significantly declining. I think there's been a little bit of decline there. Like, not a lot, but like some. Just a natural amount. But I do think with the pieces they have out there, I mean, if you can keep Aaron Rodgers healthy,
and he'll be brought down, losing yardage back
I think Garrett Wilson is a beast.
It'll be a loss of 2, maybe
Garrett
3
Wilson is a
on
wide
the play.
receiver.
And now 3rd down and
His
6
name
to
is
go.
slipping my mind.
Well, that was a
because
heck
you
of a
guys know
play
how I
there on
am.
the outside.
Partner, sometimes I think on a play like this as a corner, you've got to think to yourself, all I've got to do is slow him down so others can come over and support. But in this case, he said, forget that.
Yeah, they got some good pieces there, man. I think if they can maybe reinforce the offensive line there a little bit, I think they could be a competitive team in the AFC if Rodgers can stay healthy, because they have a good defense. I mean, they gave the Chiefs a run for their money last season with Zach Wilson.
Ritter throwing on 3rd down.
I think if they're healthy,
And this pass broken
and the whole arms are out
the
there.
contact long time there. And now 4th down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get it, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, time to play and not
excited to see it. I knew everybody else would be too.
Possession goes over here.
So, like I said, if you're going to jump on here and hang out with
Bears from deep in their own territory. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
Appreciate you guys hanging out.
They start to drive with Ware. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember the offense scored a touchdown. The last time I looked at repeat that, Kansas defense really frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive. And they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and show its will over the other.
And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down for the Bears. And this is a guy who last week not only helped his real team, but really helped a lot of fantasy teams. 3 trips to pay dirt. They've got to contain him.
And watching him play is like going to lunch with you when you order that combo plate, right? In this case, his combo plate is he can go over the top of you and catch it in front, turn it into a big game, run past you, and then uses his size and his physical abilities to keep you away from the football. Hard to defend this guy.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Entirely too much and annoy everyone else.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
Like whoever, it's so annoying.
Lawrence will throw.
But he's not the only one that does it. They all do it. They all do it.
Complete here. It's high. It is finally forced out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. A huge play there for Chicago. 35 yards.
He scored their touchdown earlier, and this had a chance to be another. This secondary scrambling for answers, looking at each other trying to figure out who is going to put the clamps on this guy, because right now he's absolutely shredding.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, they run with Ware.
All right, guys.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Awesome.
Give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. Coming up at halftime, we'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life. No doubt. But you're stuck with me in this booth, and he's miles away and smiling and happy. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd down 2.
Got plans for Chiefs this offseason. I'm coming in fast. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Hit that like button on the way in if you haven't. And as always, go Chiefs.
They'll try to run with Ware. And he's going to lose it. Backed up to the 25. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
From my lips to my nose to my ears, everyone's known at finding the right products can be a major struggle. But Maya, created by me for all of you.
One-score lead, etc. But this is where we kind of start banking those points. They'll come to help them later on.
And really ready not to run with it. The fair catch and move us out to the 25-yard line.
To our Chiefs Talk, the best damn Kansas City Chiefs podcast in the kingdom.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get
Chiefs are making moves before free agency. We got a big one to talk about here. Drew Tranquil back in Kansas City for 3 more years with Greg's. Now breaking it all down next. Here we go. This is Casey presented by Enterprise Bank.
Just a little more animated.
Into this special KCSN update, we got the breaking news team, Booker Franklin, myself here with Greg out, another esteemed member of the breaking news team, breaking down the free agent news. Look, here at KCSN, we're going to have you covered. We're going to be going live every time if there's a big thing going on. And Greg, it's a pretty big thing going on because the Chiefs are expected to agree to a new contract. According to Jeremy Fowler of ESPN with Drew Tranquil, it's a very fun contract.
I love it. I love it. We were talking just before we got on here. It is right now. It's a 3-year, $19 million total value of $13 million in fully guaranteed money. I was telling you right before we jumped on, my favorite part is the 3 years. This isn't just, oh, we're going to kick the can down the road. We're going to try and find another linebacker. We're going to try and do this. They liked Drew Tranquil in Kansas City so much that they said, no, we're going to be here. We can't believe that we got you from the Chargers last year as it was. You played such an integral part of this Super Bowl winning defense, and you were kind of a guy that people wanted to see on the field throughout the year. Now they've got him locked up for 3 years. I love that. I absolutely love that. Your linebacking core is pretty stable right now. Get into more of what that means for the rest of the linebacking core, but I just absolutely love it.
It's a really exciting deal. I know we expected a little bit more news maybe from another position on the defensive side of the ball. Maybe two more positions on the defensive side of the ball to come down. But before we got this one, look, Craig, going into this offseason, this was one of the positions and one of the guys I was like, you know what, I really want to re-sign him because he signed a 1-year, $3 million contract. Played over 50% of the snaps for the team last year. Was a very crucial role in that repeat. In the repeat. And Jeremy Fowler even made this. That's huge. Like a huge to get this guy back. And I think a lot of the league is kind of having the same, like, man, they got Drew Tranquil back? That's not very cool.
Yeah, I mean, we talked a lot during the season about the fact that he was coming in, for certain periods of drives, and they were allowing the defense to make adjustments. Part of why they were so good, they were allowing Nick Bolton to be at his absolute best, and they were leveraging Drew Tranquil in that way. And then as the playoffs went on, as you started to see it, you started to see specific matchups, and it was like, oh, this is a Drew Tranquil game. And this is one of those games that you can play in the single linebacker. I think that this probably means the end of Willie Gay in Kansas City, as if we didn't already expect that. This is, I know that people are going to look at this and be like, oh, he was backup linebacker this year. This is your starting will linebacker next year. Absolutely is the case. And a guy that can slide over and hold the line, it just makes sense to give you insulation in multiple different positions. A guy that Steve Spagnuolo loves, a guy that Andy Reid loves. I mean, I know everybody's retweeting the whole C-Red thinks Super Bowls to be for Drew Tranquil right now, and they absolutely should. That man saw that, and again, look, C-Red thinks Super Bowls. He got one. It looked up on the board. So, hey, I should stick around 3 more. Make sure I get myself another 1, 2 more. Seconds to go in this first half. Might as well go ahead and do that there. So, it's a really smart move. I know Jeremy Fowler was talking about the money here, and it's big. Like, I know on the surface here, 3 years, $19 million with $13 million guaranteed is not that much. $6.3 million APY. That is 17th in the league. That is currently, for the rest of the linebacker core, going to get paid this offseason. 17th in APY. That is 16th in total money. And 14th in the league in guaranteed money. That's starter level money. And that's what that tells you right there. That's starter level money for a player that is going to be your role linebacker, going to play in your nickel packages, and
he's on a free and blocking 3 versus 5.
He did last year.
He's not supposed to come free.
On this is incredible for the Chiefs. So, I mean, I don't know how it feels for you, but I read out all of those that he's in the mid-teens for all of that. It seems like a lot, but man, I don't think they could. I would have been fine with it.
Yeah, and I remember I remember this was a long time ago, when we were talking about going live for this show in the chat, I asked you if we had any numbers, and I was thinking I'd kind of get his experience, man, I'd really love a 2-year deal. I'd really love it if it was a 2-year deal, and they got him locked in for 2 years. 3 years, I'm over the moon ecstatic for. As you mentioned, $19 million deal that includes $13 million fully guaranteed. That's reported by Adam Schefter. Again, locking down Drew Tranquil against the Chiefs. They're expected to reach an agreement on a new contract, according to Jeremy Fowler. A very key piece for this Chiefs defense. The Chiefs linebacking core. A good friend of ours, Ross Source, is $19 million for a backup linebacker. Solid deal. But like he's starting to so it's a little bit of everything when it comes in here. And we just got the treat. We did just get a treat because I'm very happy to welcome on KCSN's Maddie Lane into the conversation. Now, welcome into the breaking news team.
What's going on, fellas? Listen, I literally haven't even read the headline. I don't know nothing. I just know that there's breaking news and you guys went live, so I showed up here. So hit me.
This is a perfect.
I'm gonna hit you with this. You're Tranquil, 3-year deal, $19 million in total value, $13 million guaranteed. That is 17th in the NFL currently at linebacker. And APY, 16th, 14th in guaranteed money. They're paying this man like a starter because he's your starting middle linebacker.
Yeah, that's a healthy deal. That's a healthy deal for Drew Tranquill, who's coming off of essentially signing whatever was offered last season. Good for him. Number one. Two, it's good for Chiefs fans. Think he's staying in Kansas City. Yeah, that's definitely more than what I could have pegged. I think most of the projections I saw were like 2-3-ish, roughly, about that. So yeah, that's a healthy deal that the Chiefs are paying for Drew Tranquill. I like it. I mean, he was phenomenal for them, and I think you know that Greg, he's going to start. So like, you might as well pay him to start running.
I really do like it. We're going to see how it is, Matty. I want to get your reaction. We've got Greg's reaction, and then we can kind of dive into what this kind of means for the linebacker room. Obviously, one linebacker extension that one feels like we're all waiting on, and how this deal kind of impacts that. But I want to get your thoughts, Matty, on Drew Tranquill coming back for another year. Your first reaction.
I mean, I'm excited. So I'm happy Drew Tranquill coming back. I think he was big for them. He was so big. One is the backup Mike when he had to step in, but even when he was playing alongside Nick Bolton, or we as fans were begging them to play him alongside Nick Bolton, like, he just clearly had a role on this team. He very clearly did certain things in this linebacker room that other guys didn't. We love Olivier's athleticism. Drew Tranquill had a lens of the gap between Olivier's athleticism and what he can't see, and what Nick Bolton's athletic limitations are, and what he can see, right? So Drew Tranquill's kind of that middle guy. So you add him, you now have Chenault, Bolton, and Tranquill as your three linebackers, as the guys, not rotating them in and out quite as much as not four. I feel really good about that. I like this. I like this move for the Chiefs. It's definitely a lofty deal, but I like the move. I like the player coming back.
Yeah, I mean, again, like I said, it's one of those guys that just makes it. He's a glue guy. You can see all the. There are Chiefs players right now that are going nuts right now. Justin Reed is going crazy at the moment. Like, he's ecstatic with his guy. And I think the other thing, and we can start moving into this now, moving alongside Drew Tranquill, the offseason started. They're not held up anymore. I don't know what that means for the rest of their contracts. We're about to find out. We are about to find out. I think tomorrow seems like a great day to find out some extra news about this. They have prioritized other guys, specifically defenders on this team. They have prioritized a lot of different guys. We've heard a lot of public information, and this was one of those guys that I always thought, man, I really want Drew back. I want guys like a Wink back. I really want guys like that. But we weren't hearing a whole lot of motion, which was kind of traditional for the Chiefs. That was their standard operating procedure. Them moving forward with Drew Tranquill tells me they know they're playing for the offseason. They have pulled the trigger on what? They have pulled the rest of the levers that they need.
Especially on this deal.
Especially on this deal. This is not a small deal. That means they know the money that they have. So this needs to be excited not just for Drew. I'm ecstatic for him to be here. I'm ecstatic for him to be a part of this defense. I think they will stabilize anything that might be missing going forward from this defense. But I'm also excited because I think we're about to hear a lot more news over the next couple of days.
I think that's really interesting because when we talk about the Chiefs' free agent spending and everything, it really evolved around Chris Jones, L'Jarius Sneed. For this move to be the first one that comes down is definitely very interesting because you're talking about, oh yeah, you're going to have to sign Chris Jones to an extension. You're going to have to trade L'Jarius Sneed so you know what you're working with. You know, last year, the Chiefs kind of ran into that a little bit where they didn't know what they were really working with money-wise. Now they have a deal that is not dependent on either of those two things. It's very interesting, Greg, as you mentioned. Tinfoil hats are now on. We're putting the tinfoil hats on. Maybe tomorrow, little Friday news dump. We're gonna have a little bit of. Man, that's gonna hit so good. That's gonna hit so good to see that Chris Jones extension come through. But in case you're joining us now, Chiefs expected to re-sign linebacker Drew Tranquill, compensation for Adam Schefter, 3-year, $19 million deal that includes $13 million guaranteed. It's awesome. It's awesome to see, especially when they here's $3 million contract he played last season. They were pretty the snaps from the Chiefs. Pretty big piece in that defense. They do get him back. But what do you get your thoughts on kind of Greg's theory that he's what do you think that this means for this field goal first one that comes down to the two we've been talking about? Thoughts on that?
I think he nailed it. Refuge gets up at the combine. He says, hey, we have plans, A, B, C, D for all these different scenarios. We're working through them. We know what we're going to do if Steve comes back but Jones doesn't. If Jones comes back and Steve doesn't, keep both go, right? He comes out and says, hey, we got plans for all this. This signing and this amount of money coming right here when it has makes you think that they know which plan they're going with. I don't see this kind of money to Drew Tranquil being one that fits into every potential path. Like, I don't feel like Drew Tranquil was, not that this would be priority one no matter what happens. I just don't feel like this would be the first thing, especially at this amount of money. I think they have a good clue where they're going now. I don't know what that means. I don't want to know if I'm speculating if that means he comes back. Jones isn't. Steve is definitely gone. He's back. I just think they now know the direction that they are going heading into free agency, and this is them getting a little bit of a head start at it, getting a jump on it here before the weekend. I do imagine we're going to get some more news, reports, whatever it may be over the next couple days, but I don't know where it's going to go from here. I just think that that ball's rolling downhill now, right? They know where they're going. They are no longer reacting to the situation, and they are controlling it, and they're working with that.
Yeah, I think when we look at the rest of the linebackers in the draft, I know that I just spoke to that and said that you need to guarantee money. The guys that he's kind of sandwiched in between are Kenny Murray on his rookie deal, Jermaine Davis on his rookie deal, right behind Quay Walker on his rookie deal, and Jack Campbell on his rookie deal. This would be like drafting a round one pick. That's what you're essentially guaranteeing him, and he's going to play with him. He is better than those guys now. But he's better than the rest of those he's been so far. But I really like this sweet one. And it shows the Chiefs are going to spend a lot of that, which means the other guy that we have been talking about here is Nick Bolton. We've been saying all along, Nick Bolton's going to get paid. Because we saw that giant cap raise essentially this year. It was one of those, it was, we had a long conversation about where Nick Bolton was at. Steve Spagnuolo was here long term. He loves Nick Bolton. That's his second coach on the field. It means so much to have him here. Guys, if Drew Tranquil is catching this kind of money, and he's in the mid-teens after, basically accepting next to nothing and playing a mostly backup role for the Chiefs last year, Nick Bolton is getting paid. Maybe as soon as this year, maybe next year, maybe they wait it out another year and kind of see how this is flowing. Guys, he's absolutely getting paid. The Chiefs aren't just throwing this money in for Tranquil without knowing the rest of this market. They know that he could probably get this or better on the open market, and they are paying him this to keep him here. Which means all the rest of these guys we talk about as being, guys that are more important to their team, better linebackers, et cetera, are going to get paid significantly more than this. This deal is going to look great. It already does look great. It's going to look even better 2 years from now. I'm comparing now based on this one. They're going to pay their true linebackers a lot.
You are watching the NFL.
Looking at Twitter, Drew Tranquil did tweet out when the news came out, unfinished business, exclamation point, the double exclamation point emoji, hashtag Chiefs Kingdom, let's go. And celebrating with Travis Kelce at the Super Bowl. Obviously, loved Kansas City. You can tell by the parade, him tweeting out the screenshot of the text messages that he had with Andy Reid. Agreeing to a 3-year deal. Who traded the opens, by the way? Traded the opens on Monday. I should say legally it opens on Monday. So he didn't really get the deal market. He knew he wanted to be in Kansas City. Very big development there, and we have a very big development. A huge development here. Another member of the breaking news team, his Darkness, has now joined us to break down the massive contract signing, and the biggest of news that we expected to hear today. How are you feeling?
Man, what a day! What a day! I was just going to tweet out like, everyone's looking over on Steve. We haven't heard one word about Tranquil. My guy, Tranquil.
Oh, shit. so bullshit.
These free agency dopamine hits, you cannot get enough. It's just like, we are in a dead period right now. You're like, I need the news. I need the, and for there to be actual news besides a cryptic emoji tweet. It's really good right now. The deal, the contract, they're going to get your thoughts on 3 years. 3 years for Drew.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down.
Yeah, 16th in average value. I was shocked by that, too, to be fair. Yes.
I mean, I just think linebackers in today's NFL are like incredibly underrated. If you look at all the best defenses in the league, and they seem to be kind of led by the linebackers. Look at the Ravens, look at the 49ers, look at the Chiefs.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
I mean,
I have a good one in our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back in the fourth quarter.
The numbers don't bother me being.
Like, I'm not looking at this and being like, oh, this is going to be critical by any means. No, he's going to be a starting linebacker in 3 years. Like, and not just one of those guys that were like, again, Leo Chanel's going to step into the game role. He's going to play that Sam linebacker role. He's going to play it, but he's probably going to play 25, 30 snaps. Drew Drake was going to probably play 75 to 80 snaps. This is well that amount of money, and you get the insulation. They that like linebacker. It just makes sense.
So here's my question. I think we all still think of the Chiefs like Long Nick Bolton, he's their guy. Do we think that this kind of contract, Drew Drake gives them some flexibility to not have to make Nick Bolton one of them bringing them over the highest paid linebackers in the league next year? Like, I understand there's Steve Spagnuolo comes with loving Nick Bolton. I have been fully on board with that. I think they're going to pay him essentially whatever he asks. But I wonder if this contract is enough. I wonder if it gives you enough versatility not to have to be locked in the bank. You got a year to pay this, right? But I just wonder if we think it might lead down that road.
Matty, before you ask that question, I've got someone else I want you to ask that question too.
It's Drew Drake.
That's Joe. There you go.
I forgot about the Blazer memo. I can go get one. Anybody can go $5. I've already talked to Nate and Seth and Kid today, and so I saw Greg and Matt here. If I knew Dirk was going to be here, I would have gotten here faster.
Break that motherfucker's back.
Breaking news team has this covered. Matty, I forgot what your question was because I saw it in there and I was so excited. But ask Josh your question. Good hosting right here. Ask Josh your question.
Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains.
Good shot. Your contract is a sizable amount. We have been a lot of discussion about the upcoming Nick Bolton contract potential extension. Do we think paying Drake this much money gives the Chiefs flexibility? Not saying that there's no Bolton, but now
five people is standing right there.
With a fallback plan if he gets to the right.
Some tight spots all game long.
Like,
1, 2, 3, 4.
I don't think, I'm sorry I seem so excited by that now that I'm realizing, hearing my own tone back in my headphones now. But like, it had just become like such an accepted borderline meme at this point that of course the Chiefs are going to overpay Nick Bolton. Well, now they don't have to. They may choose to, and they may choose to land him on a totally reasonable deal also. And you have those two guys side by side, and rookie contract Leo Chanel just finding his level in the Super Bowl 2 years in a row, I guess. All of that is good. Like, this was a little bit. I was gonna ask you guys. I've been listening. I've been writing and joining. If that wasn't a slightly surprising number, it is a little higher. It's basically 2 fully guaranteed years. That's real money. I think sizable is a good term. But I think it makes total sense, even though he is sneaky old. He'll be 29 in August. That's a guaranteed year at age 31 is not right. He is at age 30, and then potential money at 31 isn't super peachy. But I am totally happy with this signing, obviously.
Dirk, you take this for
It kind of makes me think of like the John method where he would draft a guy a year ahead when they had to pay one of those superstars, and it kind of gave them almost like some leverage either to be like, well, we're not going to go above this number, or and if we do, then now we got this backup to come in and kind of fill it. So it kind of just gives them leverage, flexibility, and all of
So
that.
that challenge
So
not
kind of
successful there, and that's going to cost him the first of his timeouts.
Fantastic, because you don't put a lot of stuff into,
change up the look.
I think Matty said, pay him whatever he asks for next year. That's
Back to
situation.
Robinson now on
Well,
first
they would have.
down.
If Drew Tricky's not here, they'd have to. Like, period. They have to. They still may, but they would have had to. So,
At this stage, that's exactly what you want offensively.
It makes it. It really does. There's every permutation of this makes sense.
Has in his hands right now. That's what you got to
Chargers
focus
moves
in
that I
on
know,
because
and
that's divided up by sections. And right now, he's looking at that
really
4-minute
depressed
offense
right now
section.
that he signed a
What running
long-term
plays
deal
do we have?
with Kansas City. They were really depressed that he
And
left
take care of the
to
problem.
begin with. They were really, I know Cardinals fans. I know the original fan. I know the one.
The lady that shows up is like, yes, no, I don't know her. I'm sorry.
No, he's good too.
And just when you think you get everything covered,
really kind of sad
it comes
about
back
this.
out of the backfield. In this case,
was
he picks up
maybe,
the first
hey,
down.
maybe he's going to hit free agency. It was like a little bit of a different regime. Maybe they could bring him back, be kind of a little bit of a fan favorite, and try and make a sweetheart deal because they needed some linebackers as well. Basically, as soon as it happened, it was, damn it, like, and my clip started blowing up with, damn it, that's not what I don't want to see that guy opposite of us. And that's how I rate all these moves. Like, when you make a free agent move as a team, when you see your rivals, when you see other divisional teams and other fans of divisional teams looking at this and being like, I hate that move. I hate the fact that they were able to do it. That's how I judge it. And so it makes it a pretty good.
Can I tell you guys when I knew that Drew Tricks wasn't going back to LA?
When he said that this was way better than LA.
And we've got a one-score game. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward, protect the ball.
If I was a Chargers fan, I probably would have given up hope around then.
I think he was never going back when the Chiefs won that first playoff game, if we're being honest. You guys win against the Dolphins. Like,
After the
this is
touchdown,
allowed.
here's Elliott on to kick it away.
Do you think he got paid a little extra for the performance in the parade?
Here comes a return from just beyond the goal line.
Bump the salary up.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here, right
Taylor
at the
kick a little
30-yard
bit
line.
back for showing her route in it. I mean, like,
One time she got some exposure, yeah.
Probably. Well, in case you don't know, Drew Tricks will sign a contract extension. That's why the breaking news team is here. I'm doing it professional. My best, Joshua. Just to try to reset the show here real quick.
Fit is great.
Yeah, I put on the polo because this is the breaking news team with the chain and the Missouri Tigers Nike t-shirt. Not a big deal. But the Chiefs did re-sign the linebacker Drew Tricks a 3-year deal. Some numbers that I think surprised a lot of us, but pleasantly surprised a lot of us when it comes to the linebacker contract. 3 years, $19 million, $13 million guaranteed. That's what Adam Schefter. The numbers with the news. First free agency news that came down with the Kansas City Chiefs officially before the league year has started. I guess I shouldn't say officially. It has been reported that this will happen when the league year begins on Wednesday. Legal tapering beginning on Monday. I guess I want to open up this question to the floor. I will start with. I'll start with Matty with this one. How do you think that this deal impacts the Chiefs' spending in free agency? Now, it's not like a linebacker deal will impact them going after a big fish or anything like that. But with this being the first move, the first deal that comes down, how do you think that impacts it?
Being the first one, I guess we'll talk about it. They know what's after on that. They know what they want to do. They know what their goal is for free agency, and they've started it. I'm having a hard time finding if Drew Tricks will be the first
Fucking bullshit!
at this number. It would be
It's wide open.
And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down.
They got solidified, and then you think Drew Tranquil fit. Now, obviously, they have a plan. They think this out a lot more. So if Chris Jones could still very well sign, it might already be in the books. They're just waiting to announce it. It feels like re-signing Drew Tranquil would be the move that you fit in last, or in the middle of these moves, not the one you lead it all off with. So I really do wonder what this means for Chris Jones. It seems like there's been some talks back and forth between the Chiefs and Chris Jones recently, and I don't want to say it's unworthy, but it also has resulted in new information. It's just been a lot of, hey, there's things, guys. So I just wonder if talks kind of left off where, hey, Chris Jones thinks he can work for agency, which he probably can. The Chiefs want to pay him an X amount, which isn't enough, and here's our bid. So that's where I stand on it right now. I'm a little worried about the Chris Jones signing.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, anybody watching Atlanta, our apologies.
Hey, when you go to a fancy
That's what I do wrong.
Fucking close.
He knows that you owe me even with Madden. Here's how I know, because this band starts with an entree, adds an entree, and then
He's been a busy
finishes with
man
another.
for 5 now.
So, sometimes it doesn't sound like that.
There's my new pants.
After the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick
Is
it
it like
away.
Saint?
From a yard or two
It's,
deep,
it's wild because someone in the chat just mentioned, Michael Thomas likely to be cut. I don't know if you guys saw the stipulation in his contract where, like, if he's on the roster by the third day of the league new year, like $119 million becomes fully guaranteed. Who thought that was a good idea? What lawyer?
We shouldn't take any cap advice from anybody.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
They are the friend that
We
you
certainly
know
had a
that
sense coming in here with these guys
$50,000 in credit card debt and still was somehow able to get you out of
They're in Vegas every other weekend.
And they married the wrong quarterback. You are worried about this friend on several levels.
Once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that
Mr.
one
Tranquil
wound up
signing as I
incomplete.
scroll through Twitter. Cowboy dollars. Whoever owns fucking cowboy dollars right now, they're getting a lot.
9 yards, and that leaves him just short. So
Is that a publicly traded company? I felt like you would know that. Certainly you would be the one of us five who would know that.
I've never seen so many cowboy dollars. It's all just pictures of Mr. Tranquil. It's all over social media. It's great.
He's like the face of that company. Like he's the one. Yeah, I know where this is. They stopped He did. Yeah. Citation needed on that one. The science isn't. I was gonna say the science isn't back on that, but I think the science came back, and that company was kind of like, well, it also looks pretty cool. You can try it anyway if you want. Don't insult me.
Pick up on that throw.
You're right. Yeah, I don't think it really. Look, you gotta find good ways to stand out with your on-field swag. You can't just service fans and our fans. And we're in that thing. What makes you stand out visually on the off-field too, or whatever. Hey, we'll take us. Well, those wings on the end zone view, maybe. Hey, we'll take what we can get. I don't think there's real science there. If you're gonna buy a collar, Google that first. I think it's not out yet.
And this is a guy that has all the physical tools. The thing that sets him apart is what he's got between his ears. And that's a sixth sense for knowing where the football is going. Just an excellent play there to create the turnover. They're certainly not letting up on the pressure in this one. Oftentimes you hear this expression, all gas, no break from defenses. But in this case, it's the offense still throwing the football up big in the fourth quarter.
Back to the air on second down. Here's Woodard again. And this one's incomplete.
Well, they approach this drive with a lot of confidence after the last one. That was a touchdown. But incompletions on the first two throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on third down to get the momentum going
right.
again.
I mean, I think Willie knew, because wasn't that after the home game that he was tweeting out? It was like, this is the last game in Arrowhead. I think he got some indicator there that maybe the Chiefs had a little bit more of an affinity for one of them over the other at this point.
27 yards on a third down conversion. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage, if he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because
we talk all the time about football IQ, football character, and the ability to kind of slot in and do all of this stuff. What they were able to do this year with that linebacker was swapping
against Denver. They lost the game ultimately.